What is going on YouTube? So it is Sunday afternoon now. It is currently about 12:30, just after 12:30. I am letting Milo come outside and do his thing. I'm getting started a little late because I did get up this morning and go drive. Only did 2 rides this morning. I came back home. I was out for about an hour. It was a little slow this morning, so I was like, I'm not gonna try to kill myself to be out here. Mainly because I gotta start my part-time job tonight, so vlogging is gonna definitely look a little different starting this week. I do have a small reset to do this week. Mainly just need to fold the clothes I washed last week since I did not do them do that last week. I might try to do my homework today so that I'm not trying to stress about it tomorrow. I don't really have appointments as like I did in the past. I just got my nephrology appointment tomorrow. I am still working my primary job, starting back up on Tuesday for this week. Still off on Sundays and Mondays for my primary job. So still haven't quite figured out how vlogging is going to look going forward. I'm squinting because the sun is very high. It's currently 74 degrees. Beautiful out here. Like I said, very beautiful out here right now. Not supposed to rain until Wednesday, I think. Kind of want to go for a walk, but I don't want to wear myself out too much because, like I said, I got to work tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to try to get these clothes. There's Mr. Milo. He's chasing bugs. Look like one of my neighbors knocked down a wasp nest or something, so now there's bugs all over the place. I hope it was a dead nest that they knocked down. Whatever it was, this one bug right there. It's kind of like hovering. I don't know if you guys can see it over the bush. There it is right there. I see it on camera. Whatever it is, it got Milo's attention. Anyways, I'm not cooking anything. I'm eating leftovers this week. Come on, Milo. Eating leftovers this week. I got a little bit of Mississippi pot roast left and some chili in the freezer. So that's what I'm eating this week. And but mainly I want to focus on them clothes. So I'm gonna do that for now. Y'all, so I'm about to head out to the other job. Thankfully, it is around the corner, but I am struggling. I only got about maybe 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours this morning, and then another hour this afternoon. So I've been trying to just rest this evening, and hopefully that will help. But after my nephrology appointment, I know I am going to crash. But I do know that the job is supposed to be pretty light work because it's just processing tax returns for the IRS. So I know I won't be able to film at work. Be surprised if I can even have my phone, but we'll see. So hopefully I don't crash in the middle of the night. All right, y'all. So it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm on my first break. So far, I don't know how I feel about this part-time job. What I'm not liking is that it's not as a consistent schedule as I thought it was going to be. So what I found out is that I'm working tonight and tomorrow night for sure. And then they don't know when I'll be back. So basically what I have to do is keep an eye on my text messages, and they will text me and let me know when I'll be back. And then I have to respond every time they text me to see if I'm available. They're going to text me to see if I'm available, and I have to confirm if I'm coming or not. So it's like really weird. So basically I can't rely on this. It's pretty much what they're telling me. And in the end, I'm okay with that, because with the way my sleep schedule has been today, I'm already not really feeling this. So I'm grateful that I already have a plan in place on how I was going to get my money anyway. And then some of the things that they saying, which I can't really repeat, I'm not really feeling. So I'm glad I wasn't really relying on this as a second job source, a second consistent job source. It was only really supposed to be about 4 to 6 weeks worth of work. I'm glad I was already doing Lyft before this to get my money. So I will definitely be utilizing that as more of a reliable source of income over this. But I got about 15 more minutes on break before I got to go back. But I know I would definitely be getting some good sleep after my nephrology appointment today. That is at 10:30 this morning. So I get off around 7:30 this morning. Another thing I'm not liking is that the security measures are a bit over the top. As I stated, coming in, when I was leaving the house, I can't take my phone on the floor. Even though it's a medical device, I can't take my phone on the floor. Can't have cash on the floor. You can't even have a cup on the floor unless it don't have a straw. So there's a lot of things that I'm not really liking about this. And right now we pretty much are just sitting and waiting on a mail truck in order for us to do our work. So pretty much the first almost 2.5 hours have been just twiddling our thumbs. So I'm grateful for the free money that we've pretty much made the first 2.5 hours. And right now we don't even know when the mail truck is going to come. So pretty much, so until the mail truck gets here, is all free money. So I'm sure we all are grateful for that, because they could say, since we don't have any work, everybody go home, especially temps. But yeah, so I'm gonna relax a little bit more, because she gave us a 20-minute break when she only had to give us 15. So I got about 10 more minutes before I gotta head back in. Y'all, I don't know what's been going on. It's Tuesday evening now. Since getting up Sunday, things have not been the way I thought they were going to be. Let's just say it that way. So I was telling y'all about the part-time job. I slept for about 2 hours before going to my nephrology appointment. I came home, tried to go back to sleep. First off, the nephrology appointment went the way I thought it was going to be. Everything went well. First off, I thought that my primary doctor was the one to refer me to him, and it ended up being the nurse from the clinic at my job, my primary job. He pretty much told me don't go back to the clinic at my job because he don't understand why she even referred me to him, because everything in her lab test showed no signs of why I should have been referred to a nephrologist to begin with. So he asked me about my last experience with a nephrologist in Milwaukee, and I was telling him, get off my bed. I was telling him that it had been like 6 or 7 years since I was last, that's something outside, last at a nephrologist, and I was telling him, he was asking me why I was even referred to a nephrologist, and I was telling him about how I was first diagnosed with stage 2 kidney disease, and they were concerned with the health of my kidneys because I hadn't been taking my blood pressure medication as prescribed, and that my primary doctor was referring me back to a nephrologist because I hadn't seen one since I was bumped from stage 2 to stage 3 after being diagnosed with diabetes in 2019, and she just was concerned with the health of my kidneys after that move from one stage to the other. But he was saying that based on the fact that my blood pressure was regulated, it was, when I got to his office yesterday, it was 120 over 86, I think it was, and my A1C that he saw based on the test taken in August was 5.8. But I shared with him that my test in February showed that my A1C was 5.5. He was like, just based on those two, all of that information alone, he sees no reason for me to be with a nephrologist. But he said he was going to run tests, run lab work while I was there, which he did. And he didn't want to see me for another year. So I don't have to go back to a nephrologist until at least next year. And then he also was concerned about whether or not there was protein in my urine. So he asked if my last nephrologist had mentioned that, and I said at that time, yes, there was protein in my urine. I said I don't remember if my current primary doctor mentioned there was protein in my urine. So he said he was going to look for that in yesterday's test. The test results that they took, that they have sent me so far, didn't mention if there was protein in my urine. So I don't know. So after my doctor's appointment yesterday, came home, stayed up for about another couple hours, made myself go to sleep, tried to sleep. I tried to make myself sleep for 8 hours. That was a fail. I slept from roughly 2 o'clock until about 5. So I got about another 3 hours. But then I tried to make myself go back to sleep. I couldn't. Forgot about my homework. So I still tried to make myself go back to sleep from 5 to 7, 8, 9. During that time frame, I tried to make myself sleep. Couldn't. 9 o'clock, I finally got up and did my homework. Finished around 10 o'clock. Tried to make myself go back to sleep for another hour. Couldn't. 11 o'clock, I finally got up and got ready for work. And went to work, got there right on time at 11:30. On the floor. And at around 12:30, I had a medical emergency. All I remember is standing there, talking to one of my coworkers. We standing around the recycling bin, basically going through the quote-unquote shred from the night before, make sure that it's actually shred, and while we're waiting for the mail to come in to do last night's work. And we both talking about how we didn't get much sleep. She came straight in from her day job, and I'm telling her I didn't get much sleep. And I remember saying, I'm suddenly getting tired. And That's all I remember saying. Next thing I know is I hear them telling me to sit down. And I can hear them talking to me very vaguely, but I feel them lower me into a chair. And then when I come to, there's like 6 people around me. And I feel I can hear the commotion around me, and I can hear them kind of saying, "Talk to me, talk to me," but I'm not. Apparently, I wasn't responding. But then I come to, and it's like, "You better say something to me." When I come to, it's like 4 security guards around me, 2 supervisors, and everybody, a couple other people in the room is looking at me, and suddenly I'm hot. And they're like, "You okay?" I'm like, I can start to hear myself starting to respond. And it's like, "Come on, let's go off the floor." It's like, "Do you need paramedics?" I was like, at this point, I'm starting to respond. I'm like, I think I just blacked out. I think I just blacked out. I don't know how long I was out. I think it was like maybe 5 minutes. But we walk off the floor, and they're like, are you sure you're okay? Do you need paramedics?" I'm like, "No, I don't need paramedics." I'm like, they're like, "Talk to me, tell me if you need to stop and sit down for a minute, just let me know." I'm like, "No, I just want to walk and get some fresh air. Just like, tell me what you're feeling." I was like, "My hearing is a little off right now, but I think I can make it to the lobby." So we get to the lobby, and I sit down, and I start to feel better. So they like, "Tell me what happened." And I was telling them, I just remember standing there and saying, "I feel tired." And I said, "I think I just blacked out for a minute." And there's like, they started telling me what they saw, they witnessed. And it's like, "We just suddenly saw you kind of tense up, and you went real rigid. It was like your hands just kind of clamped onto things." I was like, "Was I clamping onto the bin?" Because I remember holding on to the bin, and I don't remember letting go of the bin until they lowered me into the chair. They was like, "No, you wasn't clamping, you wasn't holding on to the bin. You was just like real rigid, just standing there, and then we lowered you into the chair." Like, okay. They was like, "You sure you don't need the paramedics?" I was like, "No, I'm fine." There's like, "We heard you diabetic. We heard you have high blood pressure. Do you feel like your blood sugar dropped?" I was like, "No, I feel fine." There's like, "What is your blood sugar numbers right now?" I was like, "I don't know, because y'all don't allow me to bring my phone in. My phone is in my car. That's what records my numbers for me." It's like, "I don't mind going to your car to get my numbers." First off, you're not going to my car. You're not going to my car. I don't trust y'all like that. I don't know none of y'all. Y'all not going to my car. There's like, "We don't recommend you staying at work tonight." I was like, "If y'all don't recommend me staying at work tonight, that's fine. I honestly think that once we are at the tables doing our work, I will be fine. But if y'all don't recommend me staying at work tonight, that's cool. I'll go home." There's like, "Do you have somebody you can call to come get you?" I was like, "I could call my mom to come get me, but she's way up in university. It would probably be cheaper. It would probably be easier for me to call a Lyft and go home that way. But I really would prefer not to go that route, because I literally live around the corner. I would be fine driving home." Just like, "Well, we can't make you call somebody, but we don't recommend it." I was like, "I honestly would be fine. I literally live around the corner." I was like, "If y'all don't feel comfortable with me drive myself home, if y'all want to follow me home, I'm okay with that. I literally live right on South Boulevard. It's like, I live less than 5 minutes away. So if y'all want to follow me to my complex, I'm okay with that." Of course, they didn't do that. But it was to the point that I ended up not going to my primary job today because I honestly have not been feeling 100% for over a week now. And I honestly should not have been going to my primary job for at least 2 or 3 days last week. But the way my primary job has been tripping the last week or so, I knew that I couldn't afford to call out last week because I didn't have any FMLA days to use at the end of March. So, being that today was the 1st of April, I did go ahead and use a FMLA day today. But I will, and I didn't want to use it today because I was scheduled for a half day today. So it's kind of a waste of an FMLA day today, but the way I was still feeling when I woke up, I was like, it's still not wise for me to go because honestly, even right now, there is still some tension over my left eye right now. So I did go ahead and take today off. Now the hope and prayer is that I am feeling like I'm in top shape tomorrow. I don't have to work. I don't know when I will be back at the other job because they have to text me and tell me when I will come back. And honestly, after last night, I don't know if or when I will be back there. And honestly, I would be okay with that because there's just a lot of red flags with that third shift job. The money would be good. The pay on both jobs is equivalent. The pay is equivalent, but at the same time, I'm not hurt for nothing. God got me. God keeps telling me He got me. So I'm just gonna keep trusting and believing that He got me. Honestly, I haven't been stressed about nothing over the last 2 or 3 weeks, probably the last 3 weeks now. A lot of financial stress has been lifted off me, so I'm just gonna keep rocking and rolling with that. My financial goal that I was trying to meet last week was met, so that was a big relief. Now, over the next, when I get paid this week, I'll be able to go ahead and pay the traffic ticket that is over here somewhere. It's supposed to be over here. I gotta find that because that's due Friday. I gotta pay that. It's like $250 with the processing fee. I gotta pay that Friday. It's due court is Friday morning, and I'm not going to court Friday morning, so and I don't want it to turn into a warrant. So I'll pay that Thursday before I go to bed. But yeah, the last 48 hours or so has been very interesting. But anyway, the good news is that I've taken 2 classes so far this half of the year, and both of them I finished with an A-. So my GPA is a 3.18. This accounting class is, so far I'm at an A. They don't do A+, so I'm at an A. I got one more accounting class after this, so I'm hoping that will be an A. So I'm trending to at least be on the dean's list. I don't know if I'm tracking towards the president's list. When I finish the next class, that will be wrapping up my associate's degree. So these 2 classes will wrap up the associate's degree, and then After that, I will have 10 classes left for my bachelor's degree. I got my financial aid package for the academic year that starts after this class. And that package will take care of all the classes except for the last class in this academic year. However, the first half of the year is overfunded. It's the last half of the year that's underfunded. So what I realized is that I need to take part of that overfunding as it comes in to me and just make a payment towards that last class to make sure that by the time December 25th get here, that class is paid for. So, got to be strategic to play the game. And then when January roll around, new funding would kick in for my last 3 classes in my bachelor's degree. And then after that class that starts at the top of 2026, the class starts at the top of 2026. It will end in February. When that class ends, I can apply for graduation. So anytime after that class in February of 2026 ends, I can technically walk across stage. So I don't have to wait until May of 2026 to walk across stage. So that's the good news about what's going on. The next thing I have to figure out is when can I apply for the certificate of human resources. Do I have to wait until I finish my last class, or can I apply while I'm taking my last 1 or 2 classes and then go from there? So that's where I'm at. The plan is coming together. And I don't know why Milo is crying right now because he just came in from outside. So I'm going to eat my share of these Wingstop fries and then give him the rest. And then I'm probably going to lay it down for the night. So I will talk to you all later. Alright guys, so it has been a couple days. I think the last time I talked to y'all was Tuesday. It's now Saturday morning. I am going back to work today. I have purposely gone dark over the last 3 days because I need to give my body a chance to heal. I did figure out why I blacked out. It was a side effect of the nerve blocker that I took last month. So all last week while I was dealing with more headaches and migraines and blacking out ended up being a side effect of the nerve blocker that was supposed to help me. It did help, like I said in last week's vlog, it did help reduce the pain in the nerve under my left eye. Obviously with any medication it comes with additional side effects. So whereas in the past I don't usually have a lot of side effects from medication, I did have side effects from this. So when I follow up with my doctor, my neurologist, on June 2nd, I will be telling her that I don't want any more nerve blockers. So I have sent my medical team messages letting them know what happened. So they are aware and know that I don't want to continue that form of treatment. So I am going back to work today because I can't afford to miss any more time because they already have me on a final. And if I've exhausted my FMLA for this month, and if I miss any more time, they're gonna be trying to move forward with termination. And right now, I'm not trying to do that because my surgery is literally 4 months from tomorrow, and I don't want to start that whole process over again with a new employer. So I'm just gonna thug it out over the next 4 months. So that's where I'm at today. 3 days. I mean, I literally went dark. I did not film any of my other scheduled videos for this week. I didn't do my self-care Wednesday. I didn't do my, I was already behind on my Flashback Friday videos from last month. So I didn't film my first Flashback Friday for April. I'm behind on my Mindful Monday for, my last Mindful Monday from March. So I'm behind several videos that I will be trying to figure out today, so I can try to get caught up, because I was already running a tight schedule for April anyway, considering that I was starting that part-time job. So I need to see how many videos I'm behind so I can work on a schedule to get caught up, in order to maintain my production goal for this year. I am going to wrap this video up in just a few minutes so I can get that out, get that edited and posted today, because today is Saturday, and I want this vlog uploaded today, so that I can keep my vlog schedule on track. I did hear back from the part-time job, and as y'all know, these jobs don't reach out to you in the way that they used to. Gone are the days where something happened to you on a job and they reach out to you just to check in and say, hey, I know something happened to you last night at work, just want to make sure you're okay, you don't need anything, and yada yada. Nope, they didn't do that. They did reach out to say, hey, are you available to work on Sunday? So at least I know that they didn't write me off the list after the medical emergency. So I will be going back on Sunday for that, at least for now. But other than that, one thing I did mention in a couple videos before is possibly doing, actually with my Mindful Monday video about affirmations, about possibly doing a newsletter. So recently I ran across a author platform called Wrote by Me on TikTok. I'm sure he's on, the platform is on other social media outlets. But the guy that started it, I don't know his name. I just know it as Wrote by Me. But he's the face of the platform. He started talking about how when he first wrote his book, he eventually started doing his newsletter, but it wasn't until after he published his book where he wished he had to start his newsletter before he published his book. So that kind of confirmed something in me that I thought about as I started writing my latest book. And when I commented on his video, he was like, yeah, don't wait until you finish your book. Go ahead and start your newsletter now. And then when I did my affirmation video a couple weeks ago, initially I thought about just doing like an affirmation calendar or affirmation something specific with just affirmations. But as I looked that way because my printer's over here, I printed something out about affirmations a couple nights ago that I need to grab real quick. It dawned on me that that could be part of my newsletter. So I am going to launch my newsletter, Rude HVAC. It always come on while I'm trying to talk to y'all. So I hope y'all can hear me over the air conditioning. I'm going to launch my newsletter. Originally, the launch date was going to be April 16th. I might have to push it back to May 1st, depending on how much work I end up doing with this other job, because the more I work with them, the less I'm going to have to focus on other projects. If I can get it launched by April 16th, I will definitely push it through my other social media platforms in short form videos. If not, then I will let y'all know that it's been pushed back to May 1st. It would definitely be out before the middle of the year. Let's just say that. I want to under promise and over deliver. So at the very latest, July 1st. But my goal is by May 1st. I'm going to start with a monthly newsletter and hopefully eventually to get out a daily affirmation with that. It's going to focus on some self-care tips as well as some mindful affirmation and some weight loss. So those are the three niches that I've decided to focus my overall platform on. So that's what the newsletter is going to also focus on. As I get closer to launching my book about self-care, it's going to market my book as I launch some products that I'm working on under my company, More Than Enough. I'm going to market those products as well. So the products are going to be mainly t-shirts. I'm working on some coloring books, some coloring books, some adult coloring books, that is. Adult focused coloring books. Teenagers and young adults can use them as well. They're not going to be naughty coloring books when I say adult coloring books. Working on crossword puzzles as well. All of that is going to be available through a particular company focused website, but I'm going to market them through my newsletter as well. What time is it? I got about 10 minutes before I got to leave the house. But yeah, t-shirts, coloring books, crossword puzzles, those are the three products that I know for sure. I am still going to probably do a daily affirmation flip calendar. Again, the newsletter is going to be a monthly newsletter with weight loss or weight loss motivation, self-care tips, and mindfulness guides, and then eventually we move to a daily affirmation blast. So I'm going to leave the link in the description down below so you guys can start signing up for the newsletter. It is going to come through MailChimp, and it's going to come from my personal domain, lefredricktburns.com, a domain I've owned for quite some time that I have underutilized, so it's time for me to go ahead and start putting that to work. Yeah, so I'm really excited about all of this. A lot of this has just come into fruition over the last month or so. It's just time for me to start using the gifts and talents that God has blessed me with and use them in a way that is not only benefiting me, but can also be a blessing to other people. So, and the newsletter is definitely free. As of right now, I don't know if I would have other content that people can subscribe to that would be monetary based. I have thought about doing a Vision Week workshop. If I do push forward with that, um, it will be like an annual workshop. If you saw some of my videos earlier in the year, I talked about how I did a Vision Week for myself and how much of a blessing it was for me. So I thought about making that an annual workshop available to others and bringing in speakers and stuff. And obviously, if I do that, that would definitely cost anybody that wants to be a part of it. I'm thinking about doing a small version of that with family and friends for my birthday this year. Because it's so late, and I'm thinking about doing it on a cruise. I don't think anybody is going to really want to be a part of it. And I know my volume has dropped. But I'm thinking about doing it this year on a cruise for my birthday. And I don't think anybody want to be a part of it. But it's not going to stop me from doing it for myself. But I should have raised this up a little bit more. But yeah, having a Vision Week really has blessed me. It has kept me focused in 2025. I've achieved so much in these first 3 months. It has kept me focused going into this second quarter. Even with everything that's going on around me, being sick, every time I think I'm getting better, something else comes and try to knock me off my block, and I just get refocused. Like I was telling y'all the other day, my grades have not slipped. I'm still maintaining that A average so far this school year. I'm halfway through the second to last class for my associate's degree. I got one more class for my associate's degree, and then that will be finished, and I will be officially a college grad with an associate's degree, and then I have 10 classes left to wrap up my bachelor's degree. And I've seen the time where going through all the medical issues that I've been going through would have knocked me off my block, and I would have given up and be like, you know what, I can't do this right now. Let me focus on my health and maintaining my job, and I'll try school again later. But nope, I haven't let any of this deter me, because going to school is what I set as a priority, because I know finishing my degree is going to land me a higher paying job, because right now the job I have pays me less than what I was making when I left Milwaukee. And pretty much all the jobs down here in North Carolina pays less than what I was making. I'm making right now what I was making when I left Verizon 11 years ago. And that's kind of, I won't say it's sad, but it's very interesting. And I'm looking at people at this job, and they're like, this is the most money I've ever made. I'm like, yeah, well, and I've talked to other people that have moved from the North, and we all saying the same thing, that the South don't pay what the North pay. And, it's easy to tuck tail and run back to the North just because the North pay more money. But at what cost? I'm not going back to the cold weather. I wasn't happy up there. But I'm not about to go down that rabbit hole, because I don't want to go into work with a sour mood. One thing I will tell you guys is that I did not show y'all my weight, my weigh-in for this week, and I did just get on the scale, and I will insert my last weigh-in over here. Officially under 230 pounds. I hadn't planned on, I hadn't thought I would reach that milestone until I got close to my surgery in August, but I've already reached that. So now I'm thinking that by August, I would probably be around 215, 210 to 215 with the way things are going. Because it's the it seemed like once I got under 240, the weight is starting to fall off a lot faster. So now if I can get into the gym consistently, I think I'm gonna reach. I'm gonna get this last 50 pounds off. Yeah, because I want to be down to 180. So, yeah, got 50 pounds left, just under 50 pounds left now. This last 50 pounds is going to fall off a lot faster than what I planned on, especially with the surgery. They say I should lose about 10 to 20 pounds just from the surgery alone. So I think this last 50 pounds is going to fall off a lot faster than I thought it would. So, yeah, it's just a matter of toning up now. I was looking at my arm, laying in bed, looking at my arm. It's like, dang, my arm look a lot smaller than what I remember it being. So I'm amazing myself with how much weight I've lost. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you saw I posted a picture of myself in my Bucks jersey. That Bucks jersey is a 3X. And I was like, wow, I just gotta get used to myself looking so much slimmer. I've already started thinking about my winter clothes next year. I could start putting my turtlenecks on Poshmark or eBay or something and start selling those off and getting ready to start buying for next winter, because I'm not gonna be able to fit those next year. Those are all of those turtlenecks you guys saw me wearing this past winter were 3Xs. And by the end of this past winter, they were hanging off me. So yeah, I might as well start getting rid of those. And if I'm gonna be 180 by this coming winter, I'm probably gonna be in a 1X, if not a large. And as a matter of fact, my mom just bought me a heated hoodie, and I won't say I'm comfortable in it, but it fits me. Now I was telling my coworker who is 212. He said he's right around 212. And he fits a large. And I was like, yeah, I can see myself being a large, but I would probably still buy extra large just for comfort. This polo, as you can see, is way too much room up here. This is a 2X from Target. And I remember buying these 2Xs and I was like, I really need a 3X. But you see how much room it is on me. And I had to button the top button because I felt like it was just too much exposed. It's like getting crazy. Crazy good though, crazy good. I'm going on a cruise for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, what am I gonna wear, especially to dinner? Because I'm like, I don't have any real dress clothes now, so I'm already like, I guess I got to run to K&G and get measured. And my mom was trying to buy me some pants while she was out, and she was like, there's a size 32, can you wear them? I was like, nah, Mom, I don't think I'm at 32 yet. I'm like, I might be able to get in a 36 or a 38. It's like, I honestly don't know. So I definitely need to go to the store and have them measure me. But I know I should be under a 40. I know I'm not a 44 or 46 anymore. Definitely not that anymore, because I got some 46s that I bought last year when I started this job, and almost as soon as I bought those started falling off me. I think they were 44 or 46, and they started falling off me as soon as I bought them. But I think I'm at least between a 36, 38. If I'm a 34, I'm going to be tripping. But I think my bone structure probably won't allow me to get past a 32. Maybe I probably won't get past a 32. I don't know. I don't know, but it's crazy. But I have done a lot of babbling between this clip and the last clip. Um, Probably talked more in this vlog than I have in a while. I think that shows you guys that I'm getting a lot more comfortable in front of the camera. Definitely shows me that. But I am going to get out of here because, oh shoot, I don't let time slip away from me, and I usually am walking out the door by now. So I'm going to go ahead and go so I'm not flying to work. I'm not running, I'm leaving later than what I'm used to, but I'm not running late. But I hope you guys enjoyed this week's vlog. You've learned a lot more about me. You've learned a lot more about what I've been going through. You learned a lot more about what is to come from me and my channel and my platform. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification bell. And if you're interested in the newsletter, please be sure to hit the link down below to subscribe. And as always, it's been fun, and I will look forward to I look forward to seeing you guys in next week's vlog video. Until then, y'all have a great weekend.